Be the player and stop getting played.
She's an enchantress, destiny's tree. Fear and doubt, she sets them free. In her light guides the way, every night and every day.
Hey, welcome back to another mini masterclass. If you're new here, I show up every Tuesday and I create these mini masterclasses that are downloads that I receive while I'm journaling. And if you caught my last video, the Christmas Awakening, Break Away from the Matrix Before 2025, it came through as a download, as another level of awareness. And it's seeing through the veil of how we're being programmed, even through stereotypes and these beliefs that keep controlling our reality because we are observing it through that lens. Catch that video. I will put it right here so it can explain. But I thought I would do something a little bit different, and that is do a 12-day playlist on breaking down how you can become a player and stop getting played in this game. Now, we can't fully detach from the matrix because unfortunately we have to participate it in order to have our basic needs met, and we're here to experience the material world. Okay, so if we think we're going to go escape in the fields in a hut and never buy anything anymore, it just doesn't work, right? You will drive yourself into insanity trying to break away completely. But this is more about integration, integrating the fact that we are spiritual and we are physical. And so how are you going to take control of your critical thinking and your discernment in order for you to participate in the game as a player instead of getting played? So on December 30th, we are going to have a new moon in Capricorn, which is perfect for what we're getting ready to experience for the new year. Now, Capricorn energy is the ruler of your public reputation, your career, and also the constructs of the hierarchy. So this is a perfect time for you to create a strategy around that. Now, this new moon is going to be activated by Lilith, which is the dark moon energy. And Lilith happens to be in Libra right now. So Libra's ruling planet is Venus, Libra's natural ruling planet. And Venus is the ruler of the second house and the seventh house. So that's why it's so important to understand how you have relationships with people in the world, because it will show you how you have a relationship with your money. And usually we get ourselves financially in debt because we have been programmed to cross the lines of love equals buying stuff. So many people resort to gift giving whenever they've done something wrong or they feel guilt or shame, to try to get back into the good graces of a person that they're in a relationship with, or to ease some of that guilt or shame from how they behaved in someone's life. So I happen to be a child of a mother who was a single parent, where there's a lot of guilt being a single parent because you're working all the time and you're always stressed about money. So you blow up on your children and then you turn around and you buy them things because you're feeling guilty. And then it just creates more of the same vicious cycle. So this is a time for us to start taking our power back. So understanding your relationships will also give you a view in your relationship with money. You also want to see if you have any planets in the second and seventh house and what are the zodiac rulers of those houses, because that is also an added nuance of how you relate to those areas in your life. Now, the old relationship with money is you earn it, you spend it, you earn it, you spend it. You see media telling you if you buy this thing, you are going to feel happy. Well, yeah, there's a little bit of truth there, because whenever we buy something new, we get a hit of dopamine, and that dopamine only lasts for a little bit. But then you're stuck with the debt from purchasing that or getting back into the loop of struggle. So we have to break those cycles. So the disenchantment that I'm feeling around the holidays is because I can't see past the capitalism. I can't see past people putting themselves in situations because of the relationship that they've had with their parents or the trauma that they have, and then how they think that buying things is going to ease the guilt. And you know what I'm saying? It just keeps reiterating. So the reinforcements of how we have a relationship with money comes from your parents, your ancestors. It also comes from your environment, but it also comes from media. And so that is where you have to start redefining who you are as a player in the game. Are you going to be a consumer, or are you going to be a player? And a player is looking at things from a different way instead of following the masses. So even when I think about like Christmas, because we just went through it, if you were to get yourself out of the matrix, you could have a Christmas, but you just don't celebrate it on the same day. Because if you bought a Christmas tree, you'd probably get it for free if it wasn't on Christmas. If you went shopping, you would probably get less prices on things. And if you groceries, like all of this, the stuff that you usually have during the holidays, would be back at normal price. And everything that was Christmas related would probably be about 80% off. That would be your choice if you wanted to, but stepping out of the matrix is not doing it because everybody else is doing it on this day, if you have a hard time letting go of that. Me, myself, I'm just so disenchanted with it. I want to get back to why we celebrate this. And it's about the seasons and connecting back to the seasons and being more in tune with Earth. It's not about in Mother Nature. It's not about consumption, because this overconsumption has caused havoc on our planet. So it's moving away from those constructs and those belief systems. I love to, one of the things that I do is I do purchase secondhand items, because I find quality at a fraction of the cost, and I'm not feeding the dragon, so to speak. But again, stuff can get heavy, so you have to still watch out your consumption with anything, because stuff can feel like weight and keep you from an expansive life. So keep those days in mind. Now, with Capricorn being, or the moon being in Capricorn, like I said, it's about strategy. So this is a very good time for you to create a strategy, because in actuality, the new year does not begin until the end of March, because that's when spring, that's when we have a rebirth. During the winter months is when we're making plans, we're deciding, we're setting goals, we're reconnecting with ourselves, we're understanding any beliefs, we're having a relationship with ourselves, we're healing from anything, and we're paying attention to what those beliefs are so that we can deprogram. So that is what you should be doing right now, is deprogramming. One thing is, like, the programming is that when you earn money, you spend it, you earn it, you spend it, you get the dopamine, you have debt, you go back into the loop of, of the grind, making more money so you can spend it. And then also, there's that credit. And so then you get credit so that you can purchase bigger things and get your FICO score up. And then you have bigger debt, right? And it just creates this vicious cycle. So what I want you to start doing is start looking at how wealthy people use money, because wealthy people use their money to buy more assets. So their money is making them money, and then they can purchase things from the return of their asset instead of spending the money that they have on stuff. And then once it's gone, it's gone. So they learned how to grow their money through purchasing assets and having investments. And you can do that too. Um, Also, what they do is, when they're into the millions and billions of dollars, is they create fictitious corporations. And in the corporations, they purchase things like gym memberships, airline tickets, and cars. Everything gets ran through the corporation, so they're not taxed on that money. And that was the tax law that was set up because of during the imports and the trade of spices. And so it was, the importers weren't being heavily taxed. And so the system was set up that way. And that's why we feel like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because the poor are the spenders and the rich are the asset builders. So you got to change your mindset around that. Also, holidays. Find a way to have a relationship with the people that you love year round so that you don't use one day as an excuse to all come together, because that is a part of consumerism. It keeps feeding the dragon. I even think about people that get Christmas bonuses, and instead of taking that bonus money that's not usually part of their income to pay bills and putting it towards asset building, they spend it on Christmas gifts, creating the same loop, right? So we overspend when we use credit, and that's what the banks are banking on, that we overspend. So to be a player, you start understanding the constructs and you start playing it at their level. That's when you're playing chess and you're not playing checkers. Okay? So the first thing that you want to do now, when I went on my spiritual awakening, I downloaded my book and it showed me how life is a game. And it showed, the download I received is how you build the process of playing the game through your healing and to deprogram all of this stuff. So if you haven't seen that in the intro, it's this book here, She's Magic, The Enchanted Game of Life, because we're so disenchanted right now. So one of the things you're going to want to do is you need to understand who you are as a player in the game. What is your avatar, your character? What are your values? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What is a wound that you have? How do you make your money? What are your strengths in your public reputation? How are you here to express yourself? How are you here to communicate? All of that is in your natal chart. So you want to get familiar with your blueprint because you have a star blueprint. That is going to help you become the player, because right now you don't really understand who you are. You just know what's been projected onto you, what your family have said, who you are, and where you come from, your background. That's kind of the thing that you adapt to. So this is going to bring you to your authentic code and your values. And once you understand that, you can become a player because now you have a roadmap. And then you're going to want to heal any versions of yourself that's holding on to trauma and being buried in this programming. Your subconscious mind holds on to shame and guilt. And that's why Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, coined the phrase shadow work, because it is through unpeeling those layers of beliefs that keep you in this illusion that you keep operating in the same way and getting the same results and communicating with consciousness from those belief systems. And you can't break the chain, right? You can't break out of the matrix. So this is how you're going to do it. Another thing is you're going to reprogram those beliefs. So you're going to understand what your core beliefs are. You're going to understand your trauma. You're going to understand your shadows, your shame, your guilt, and then you're going to reprogram them to integrate them. So you are no longer operating from them. So when you're not going to get rid of them, but when they come up, you're going to be aware, and then you're going to say, is this true or is this part of my programming? And you're ready to use your conscious mind to shift out of it. Another thing is you want to create a strategy, because now you're going to be a player in the game. Now, Paula Athena happens to be in Capricorn right now. So this is a perfect time because Paula Athena is the goddess of strategy and creativity. And because she's in Capricorn, she's working with the moon's energy. So you want to create a strategy for how you want to be the player according to your character, your avatar, your blueprint, and the healed version of who you are. Now, then you want to set intentions, because through intention is when you are communicating with consciousness and giving consciousness direction. So if you are just showing up for your life and you don't know where you're going, that's when it feels like it's chaotic. So setting intentions that will get you out of letting tricksters come in and taking you out of the game, because they'll come in as shiny objects and comparison. So when you understand how you are and how you're playing the game, you won't sabotage yourself. And then you're going to want to have more balance and harmony and follow the universal laws. They stay within the unified field of consciousness. They are set in stone. I have the universal laws in this book here to help you, but you can find them online. And those are the 6 steps that are going to get you on the path to start unplugging from the matrix and start being a player in the game. I'm going to do a series on this, and there's going to be 12 episodes, so watch out for those to help you. I'm going to give you more tips on and going deeper into these topics so that you can have your glow up. I also am creating a course. If you don't want to do these, you can just go right into the course that has everything broken down for you so that you can deprogram, play your starring role by your signature star status, because everyone has their own signature. And that is all I have for you today.
Destiny's tree, fear and doubt, she feels no shame.